Hey, it's Holly. In today's video, we are going to be unboxing the Keepsake collection. The 2023 Starlight dinner party finally arrived. I ordered mine from Amazon.com. Even though I'm in Canada, I was not able to get one off of the .ca website. I know some people did, but I did not. So I've ordered one off of the US site that we are going to open together. I am very excited to do this, so let's get started. Okay, so here it is in all of its glory. We are going to open it in a moment, but just take a quick close-up look at the packaging. So here it is. We've got the Polly Pocket Keepsake Collection Starlight dinner party instead of Starbright dinner party. They've continued with that really cute artwork that we've seen on the Keepsake collection sets, and I absolutely love that artwork. So looking at the way it's presented, it does show us that it lights up, which of course the original did as well. But some smaller details you may not see are the beautiful, what is the word? I've lost it again, the opposite of embossed. But the packaging is molded this way. So really nice small details here. Here is the back, so it has a chandelier at the top, followed by some shooting stars, the three characters, and they're really nicely laid out there. They would be great to trace for some stained glass pattern. And then at the bottom here we see just the general information and warnings. It does require 2 AA batteries. So same, here's the bottom. Not a ton going on here, just again, more warnings, etc. On the top, we do have a bow and of course the Keepsake collection logo, but hopefully this won't be too difficult to open. So let's give it a shot. Just looking for some places where there is tape that we can use the knife on. That seems to work. Oh wow, actually that worked surprisingly well. We may be able to just pry it out from there. Let's see if we can. So this piece is holding it in, and it appears to be secured with just some tape. I'm going to use the knife just to slice that tape there. The set is free, and I'm just going to get the dolls out here. This is usually the tricky part. This one is difficult to get out. There we go. Okay, so hey, not bad. Actually kind of stays together for the most part. This part gets a bit mangled, but where the figures came out, but otherwise pretty much stayed together. Okay, so here's the set. Now, of course, I've got my old set here for us to compare. So we have the Starbright dinner party. And let's look at the outside first. So on the new Keepsake collection, of course, we've got the new logo and we've got an updated bow. And quite frankly, that tracks because Starbright or Starlight, depending on which name you're going by, having a star does kind of fit with the theme more. The plastic's interesting. It's almost marbled. You can probably see that striping in the plastic. It's not scratched. That is the plastic. And it looks almost dirty in here. You can see the speckling inside. It's, again, they've put like these little silver speckles in it, but the finish I don't think came off as intended. It just looks kind of like it's dirty is the best way I can put it. Hopefully we can capture some of that sparkle there, but in terms of the back, different on the back. So it looks like we are, oh, this is interesting. It's like popped out. That's weird. Quality control, question mark. But it looks like we're gonna load the batteries on the bottom, whereas before they were loaded from the inside. So that is very interesting. There are more star details on the bottom here. So we can see that that is a difference versus these sort of rubberized feet that they had before. Of course, the Bluebird logo. But other than that, shape, everything else seems similar. Even the construction of the hinges seems similar. So let's go ahead and open them up. See, I've got my batteries in this one. I'm just gonna turn that off for a moment. So here it is. Now, because of the bulkiness of the bow, you probably can't quite see this on camera, but the bow is physically thicker on this one. So when you lay it flat, it doesn't lay at the same angle as this one. So it's actually sitting up a little bit more tilted upward. Let's start with the top and then we'll work our way down to the bottom as we usually do here. So up top, what do we see? We've got a star-shaped light post. So they've really leaned heavy into the star theme here. And I can see that that actually is consistent throughout the set. So we've got that. Star cutouts instead of these hearts on the original. A little bit more paint detail on the original. You can see that what's on the table here, I don't know if those are meant to be glasses or what, but they are painted. Here they are not. They are just the same color as the plastic. Coming down the stairs, we can see that the details on the side largely seem to be the same. Something that is definitely different is if you look at this, you can see how these are, I believe that is just colored plastic. It doesn't appear to be painted. So the coats and the umbrella and the boots, they are actually recessed into the plastic. So it's part of the mold, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't look bad, it's just very different. Versus here, they are raised and painted. I can see that here we have that texture on the wall, and they do have that texture on the wall here as well, but it's just a little bit different. So for the vanity, looks largely the same, including the color. But I can see that they put a star up at the top and the background is more of an orange hue rather than a yellow. And now, of course, over here, the door is yellow instead of pink. So they've done a, losing my words, star cutout, but I can see the dress inside here is indeed purple. Let's check the other side. Again, similar, but this one has gold on it, and this one is a yellow trim on the dress. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, moving down this way. The mirror here is actually blue, and I hope that that color is coming across on camera, but the mirror is blue. This one is a silver foil sticker. We can definitely see some different colors used for the toilet and the sink, for example, here. So The sink does match the tub on both, and the table, the dressing table, the vanity here is white on both. Pink products on the side. Interesting thing about this one is that the top products aren't painted, but the bottom two shelves are, versus this one, again, appears to be molded plastic. Really interesting. This plastic is also, it's silver, but it's got that kind of marbled look to it, which I don't know that I love. It looks kind of cheap to me, to be honest, but oh well. And for the brickwork here, there are some stars embossed into that one, versus this one is just straight brick. So you'll notice this spot here, and this is on the original one to manage the light switch, so that when you close it and it hits that it's off, and then when you open it, it's back on. So it manages your battery life for you by having this indentation. So this one does not have that, and that's because they've redesigned this. So they have a star here. I guess the television on this one was just not as relevant anymore. Lots of people have televisions within view of their dining area these days, so I guess that wasn't as relevant. But it does have a button there, so we'll try that out when we light it up. We've got the same kind of chairs. They also swivel, much like the original. And the curtains are different. So the original curtains were pink. These ones, are purple, and they have star cutouts. Back here, it appears there is a Hollywood sign that says Polly, which is really cute. And when you close them, you have, oh my gosh, it looks like some art or something behind a roped off area, and I'm not sure, these are supposed to be maybe her awards. I guess she's a movie star, I guess that's what's happening here. Let's see, fridge. Hinges open on both. The contents are basically the same. In terms of the kitchen, basically anywhere they've used like a silver or brass color, they've instead narrowed it down to one metallic color, and it's this really brassy gold color, like very yellow. Two spots to stand here, one at the front, so that all looks the same. This, of course, though, is where the battery is on the original. And then looking at some details in here, they've swapped out the rug for a star, so that's cute. The chair has a star cushion instead of the square cushion, and more star cushions here versus these square ones. They kept the same CD player boombox, which is kind of funny, because you really don't see that very much in people's homes these days. And same trees. The doors are much firmer plastic. These doors were very gummy, like they're very malleable. You can see that I'm just bending it with my finger, and I'm not breaking it or stressing it in any way. It's just they're very gummy. These are definitely hard plastic, but the detail kept largely the same. I can see that there are stars on the door, but that's about it. So in terms of what's on the table, well, let's see. So this one has a star plate with napkins and some salt and pepper, I would presume, in the middle, and cutlery. So I think that one's meant to match this. This one always jams. This one's got some soup. Don't know what that one's meant to be. And this is dessert. So this one's got, again, some kind of pie or cake for dessert, heart-shaped plates with a slice on them each. I find the original one, as finicky as it is, the details are more raised versus these ones are very flat. So you can maybe see how high the items on the table are on the original one. So that's interesting, and I wonder if it's because it kind of maybe messed up this mechanism a bit and caused it to get stuck. So for the candles on the table, they do look very similar, except on the original they are tapered in. So you can see how it comes in towards the middle here. On this one, they are very straight up and down. So I think that's it for the differences. So we will have a look at the figures and then we're gonna light this up. Okay, so both sets came with 3 figures. So we'll just walk through each of them. I'm gonna get out the ones from the original here. So here we have them. So our first one is from the original. This is the dressed up Polly. So she has her hair in an updo. She has either a flower in her hand or a corsage, something to that effect. Her hairband matches the hair color, but a purple dress with some dark metallic details and earrings. If we look over to the new one, again, they've kind of just done everything with the plastic. These figures aren't awful, but they're not super exciting either by any means. Definitely a little bit different with some nods to the original. So she does still have the hairband lightly showing there in her hair, but it matches the hair color as well. She has a blue bow, which is very different from the original. We've got some detail at the bottom, but the bases are very different on the Keepsake collection. She has some sort of twinkle details there at the bottom of the dress. She's wearing a star necklace, and it looks like the bracelet or corsage or whatever they meant it to be is also star shaped. So those are quite different. Again, similar, but quite different. You can tell that they definitely made changes. You'll notice that Polly's face is also more round and her features are a lot broader, I would say. Her face was a bit more delicate on the original. And that's consistent across all of the figures here. So the next one is the not dressed up Polly. So she's in her casual clothes. She has a pink dress on, a turquoise headband. The face on this one isn't great, but there she is. And if we look at the updated one, quite frankly, I like the original. This one looks, for lack of a better term here, very childish. And I don't know if it's because of the stronger features or the colors they use. The pink bow probably doesn't help with that. But it just doesn't look as, mature. She looks very childlike. So I wouldn't gather per se that this is meant to be the same character as the one that's in the evening wear, but I definitely prefer the original. And the last character they have updated. So she now has dark skin tone versus the original one was light skinned. She has dark hair, but now on the new one, she has black hair rather than a dark brown. Her outfit is different. So she's not wearing a long ball gown. She is wearing a shorter party dress. She's holding a gift in the new one, which also is a cute detail. I like the new one better, if I'm being honest. This one, I never liked the color of the dress. I thought it was like a really awkward color for a dress to be silver and orange. So this one just has a really nice look to it, and I love the gift. I think it's great. I wish they had painted these figures better rather than, mostly just making them out of a molded plastic. But yeah, I do like the updated one in terms of this. This one just looks so childish though, right? Tell me how you feel about that, because it looks really strange to me. Okay, so now we're gonna grab some batteries and we are gonna light this up and see what it looks like. So bear with me while I sort that out. Okay, hopefully these batteries work. So we're gonna flip this over. Very weird that this is mangled like this. So let's open it up. There we go. Thankfully it does not appear to be warped. Haha, it works. Okay, so let's get these open, and then I'm going to switch off the lights here so we can get a bit of a better look at it. Okay, here we are. So let's pop these on. Very, very bright. Wow, what a neat detail. The fire actually flickers on this one. And that's clearly intentional because nothing else is flickering. That is a cool detail. On this one, of course, it just glows, which isn't bad, but that really adds some ambiance to it, which is cool. So these are a very white light versus this is a very warm light, very yellow. It lights up very bright, which is nice, and I'm sure that's just, again, updated lights, updated technology. But it looks really beautiful. I'm very happy with how those light up. You can really see the difference, especially in the candles. This one is on, and short of just fully turning off the lights, you almost wouldn't know, right? So lights up enough in the dark, but this one, if I turn the lights just up a little bit, you can very clearly see it even with the lights on. So that's definitely a bonus. This is really cool. I was not expecting that. So I would say if we had to go off of the way it lights up, I do prefer the cooler light temperature on this one, but this really takes the cake. I think this one wins in terms of the lights. So that is the difference between those two sets. So I would love to hear your thoughts on these, but that is the new updated Keepsake collection of Starbright Dinner Party. This one, of course, being called Starlight Dinner Party. Okay, so tell me what your favorite part of this is. I have two. One is that I do love the updated bow. I don't love the way they've finished it. I feel like it does look kind of dirty with these speckles in it. But my second would be the way that this lights up inside and flickers. I think it is so cool that the fireplace flickers. So I'm obsessed with that, quite frankly. I think they've done a really good job, and really great detail. Just noticing now that these steps also have star cutouts. I believe the original has heart-shaped cutouts, so they really ran with that star theme, but I think they did a good job with this one. I don't love all of the figures. I think the set turned out great though. The quality is not bad. I think they've kind of improved a few things. The table works really well, but I couldn't tell you really for sure if that I had that problem with mine as a kid, or if it's just because the toys I have are old now. But I do think that they really hit this one out of the park. Otherwise, if they could just get the figures a bit better, I think it would go well. But I think the case is very attractive. I think the new logo is really beautiful and all around a good toy. I think this was a great update by putting the batteries somewhere that was actually accessible so people could figure it out. The original is plagued by all sorts of battery acid leaks just because people didn't know how to change the batteries, and so once they were in there, they just kind of stayed there. I mean, of course, some people knew, but I think a lot of people put batteries in once and then the kids couldn't see a way that they would be changed, so just assumed they couldn't. So that one, I find the lights are often broken. Also, there's wiring that runs from the bottom of the set to the top through here. So whenever you have wire that's inside of a hinge, I find that that tends to fail a bit easier than other sets where that's not happening. So is what it is. But I think they've done a good job with this. I'm curious if that's all that we're going to have for 2023 or if they have other things in the works. Previously, you could look stuff up on the Mattel support page and see when new sets were coming out, and I noticed this one never appeared there. at least not as of this filming. So that's interesting because we anticipated the other ones that way. This way, stuff just showed up on Amazon, and that's really how we found out about it. So short of things randomly showing up on Amazon, like that Friends themed keepsake set that they're bringing out, I don't know. I wish we had a little bit more insight into what the plans are, or even just like a way to find out. If you weren't involved in the poly community, I don't know how people are finding out about these toys, to be honest, because they're not really being marketed very strongly. So I'm curious. I know that they're selling well through the poly community, but I don't know that everyone else knows about them. So weird. I do hope that there's more though. We'll see. I like that they've been doing light up stuff. I do appreciate that. And the Mermaid Dream set was great. The Royal Ball jewelry set was great. It's nice to see another light up set though, because of course we had Starlight Castle, and that one was great. So we'll see what happens, but I'm still hoping that they'll do a Polyville set. I really don't care which one it is, but I would love for them to do a Polyville set. So we'll see what happens, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think they're going to bring out another keepsake collection this year? Or do you think that's it for 2023? I don't know. Yeah, that's really it for me for today. Pretty tired. The packing and getting everything ready is a lot. I have a lot going on with my business, a lot of sudden travel. So you may notice in the next few videos that I'm wearing the same outfit because I'm really filming a bunch of stuff for you now, knowing that my life is about to get super chaotic. So thank you, as always, for your patience with that when my life gets chaotic. You know I'm always going to be back, but wanted to make sure that I had a few videos ready to go. So you will have more, at least for the next 2 weeks coming out for sure. So don't worry too much, but light a candle for me somewhere. Think of me. Send caffeinated thoughts to me. But yeah, that's it. So if you happen to be on social media, you can find me. Just look up Pocket Vintage Toys. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. That way you'll get notifications when I come out with new videos. And I do come out with new videos on Mondays currently. But all things Vintage Polly Pocket, I am all over it. So any new stuff, keepsake collection stuff, the movie that's eventually coming out, you'll hear about it here. So please be sure that you're subscribed as well. That's it for me for today. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.